Hockey fans, the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League playoffs are live and on demand. As we are live here at, just want to make sure that's working. We are live here at Big Boy Arena, where it is going to be here. Greater Flint United, the Phoenix, versus Grosse Pointe South, the Blue Devils. As we had a triple overtime game that happened the game before, Livonia United coming out on top of Walled Lake. But that was a heck of a game going into triple overtime. I love hockey. I hope we don't have another triple overtime game, as these folks have school in the morning. But we're looking for an exciting matchup here. Two Division I opponents. The winner will go to the Division I championship game, 4:15, right? Yeah, I think it's 4:15 or 4:30 on Saturday. Both these squads getting warmed up. Again, quick warm up here, quick turnaround. I didn't get a chance to verify pronunciations on the Grosse Pointe Blue Devils. Please forgive me if I mess any of those up. I don't want to upset anyone's parents, but we had no time with the triple overtime game before, so I barely had time to get water. But we are excited for playoff hockey, taking a look at these two squads. As let me pull up some stats here. We'll move this over as I'm flipping around my pieces of paper here. Grosse Pointe South has 8 wins, 2 losses, second place in Division I. And then it is Greater Flint United. They have 4 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, fourth place in Division I. These two teams have played. It was Grosse Pointe South winning back on the 5th of December 5-0, and then they won on January 30th 3-0. But again, playoff hockey, anything can happen. Grosse Pointe South leading scorer, number 52 Lenhart, with 15 points on 8 goals and 7 assists. Eichhorst has 12 points, or has 14 points on 12 goals and 2 assists. King has 10 points on 4 goals and 6 assists. Woodsis has 10 points on 4 goals and 6 assists, and Graham has 9 points on 3 goals and 6 assists. On the other side, it is Isabella Jones who has the point lead, 14 points on 9 goals and 5 assists. For Flint, Esser has 12 points on 6 goals and 6 assists. Flater has 6 points on 1 goal and 5 assists. Kyle has 6 points on 3 goals and 3 assists. And Welsh has 5 points on 3 goals and 2 assists. As both of these squads getting ready to go, they're going to put 15 minutes up on the clock. We'll get the opening lineups here for both of these squads, and then we'll have the national anthem, and we will head into our second game of hockey in this rink. If you're looking for any of the other games, if you are on the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League page on Arbor Broadcasting, if you're not there, just click on the little menu up at the top right in Arbor Broadcasting. You can find that. And then if you scroll down, we have a separate video for each rink out there. So if you're looking for what's in Rink 3 or Rink 5, you can see that. I don't have that memorized off the top of my head. I did get a chance to write it down. So Flint getting ready to go. So it looks like Sullivan getting set. We'll have Flint first. Flint is in their blue sweaters with the Phoenix on the front, orange across the sleeves, blue pants with white and orange on the socks and on the pants. As welcoming everybody here. Doing a little speech about sportsmanship, always a good thing. Appreciate that. We are not them. We are the broadcast for Arbor Broadcasting. So first to come out is Isabella Jones, Esser skating out. Next coming out, I can't see because she's not turning her back to me. And I can't hear the public address announcer across the way, as that is going to be Sophia Jones, I believe, and then Sullivan between the pipes. Esser out there. Again, Isabella Jones and I believe Sophia Jones in there as well. Now coming out, as that's going to be Eichhorst getting the start. Leonard to the blue line. White skates the blue line. Haar skates the blue line. And it's going to be Askew. And then Denomi, I believe, is between the pipes. That's not a number I have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, America, the playing of the national anthem. Getting ready to go here to open up this game. Previous game went to triple overtime. During gameplay, if you could sit down because the broadcast right there. Thanks. No, appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen. As the officials right at center ice. Flint gathered around their goalkeeper, Sullivan, to the right. The Blue Devils around their coaching staff. Denomi goes down towards the left. So we are about to get ready to go. Eichhorst in to take the face off. On the other side is Sophia Jones. That puck right to center ice, knocked around in along the near boards. Grosse Pointe trying to pull it off of the near boards. As into the far corner it goes. Haar has it. Haar trying to dig it out of there. Still battling. Eichhorst fires it as that comes in along the near board. Picked up. As that's moved across, Sophia Jones moves it ahead, bringing it in. Here comes Flint. As that's steered away by Haar. Trying to poke that away is Bukowski. As now that puck into the near corner. Down into the neutral zone. Here comes White. White over center. White bringing it in. That puck right back behind. Work her way around. Sophia Jones pulls it in along the neutral zone. And it will come into the Grosse Pointe end. Battle for it there, right in front of the Grosse Pointe bench. That puck in along the far boards, bringing ahead Grosse Pointe. Battle for it. That's brought right back in by Flint. Now chipped ahead, racing over to get it is Graham. Graham with a shot as a goal. Graham puts it in. As Sullivan trying to get the blocker on it, but it just tips away. And that is our opening goal. Flint goal at 13:45. As Graham opens up the scoring. Update our scoreboard. That puck back into the Grosse Pointe zone. Battle for it in along the near boards. Now coming ahead with it. Husick. That fired all the way down. Excuse me. Yep, that was Husick into the far corner. Now centering attempt. Knockdown. Bouncing puck. Stopped by Sullivan. Loose in along the near boards. Graham has it into the near corner. As Flint trying to pull it away. Fire it ahead. Here comes Flint down the near boards. As brought ahead. Welsh back to try and get to it. Welsh tips it. And picked up. Trying to bring it ahead is Secord. Secord. Over. O'Donohue moves it down the far boards. Brought in back over there by King. Puck into the far corner. Isabella Jones trying to move it ahead. And puck now trying to get to it is Welsh. In along the far boards. Trying to tip it the other direction. Smith. And gathered up. Now, knocked down Flint, brings it into the zone. As that's moved over, Isabella Jones outside the far circle, brought the other direction. Now here comes Reynolds. Reynolds moves it all the way down. Gathered up back over there by Bukowski. Bukowski gets it into the neutral zone, fired ahead, back over by Grosse Pointe. Secord coming down the far boards, trying to get around Smith. Secord into the zone. That puck right back into the near corner. Trying to pull that away is Esser. And tipped and stoppage in play. 12-17 left to go here in the first. 1-0 is Grosse Pointe South with the lead. They scored just 13:45 into the first period. Very different from the last game where we went through about 5.5 periods before we had the first score. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That is going to be to the right of Denomi. Isabella Jones in there. Can't quite see in the face-off, but that's okay. Power play coming up for Flint. As into the box is Smith. So Flint on the power play. Shot there, just goes wide by Isabella Jones. Chipped into the far corner. Now pulled ahead by White. White coming down the far boards. Fired as that's trying to fire it for Flater. Puts it into the near corner. And puck back outside the near circle. Bringing it around, still battling. As pulled back behind, working our way around is Eichhorst. Eichhorst down the far boards. Eichhorst trying to get past the point. Now that brought in Secord, trying to knock it the other direction. 1:22 left to go here on the power play. 11:35 left to go here in the first. 1-0, Grosse Pointe South with the lead. That is going to be an icing. They'll head all the way back into the Phoenix, or into the Phoenix zone, Flint zone. Face off in the near face off circle. Leonard for Grosse Pointe in there. Puck in along the near boards. Really awesome looking Flint sweaters. Here comes Welsh. Just missing some numbers on the sleeve. Welsh comes in into the near corner. Welsh trying to feed it back to the near point. Loose in along the near boards. Trying to dig it out of there. That puck back into the neutral zone. And tipped. Firing at Esser. Tipped it in. Picked up back there by Askew. Askew moves it ahead for Grosse Pointe South. That cleared all the way down the ice. That'll be stopped by Sullivan. Sullivan moves it over to Bukowski. Bukowski underneath the near circle. 40 seconds left to go in the Flint power play. 10:53 left to go here in the first. Bringing it ahead. Esser had it. Now taken away. Headed the other direction with it. Is that sent back deep? Gathered up by Bukowski. Now that's sent in along the near boards, trying to get it out of the zone. King looking to pinch, trying to keep it in at the near point for Grosse Pointe South. 16 seconds left to go in the Flint power play. Puck coming down the near boards. Here comes Har. Har over center ice. Couldn't get everything on it, but got it over to O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue onto the far circle. Shot there. That deflects. Bouncing puck on the far circle. Wouldn't settle down. O'Donoghue trying to get a backhanded shot. Picked up by Flint going the other direction. With a head of steam. Moved ahead as that will be fired all the way down as Flint goes for a line change. Fired from the wrong side of center ice. That will be icing. Now in high school, you can change on an icing. You cannot change on an icing in college or professional. So much more advantageous at the high school level to get a fresh set of folks out there. Isabella Jones in to take the face-off on the far face-off circle. Smith on the other side. 1-0. Grosse Pointe with the lead. Battle for it in the far corner. Trying to pull it ahead. That comes back to the far point. They'll slip all the way back into the Grosse Pointe zone. Racing for it, trying to get to it is Kyle. And puck right back into the neutral zone, controlled. Flint moving their way down the near boards as coming in with it is Flater. Flater trying to get a shot away. Chip back, battle for it into the near corner. Flater trying to move it around. Smith trying to knock that down. Now puck into the neutral zone. Racing ahead with it is King down the near boards. Kyle trying to knock that away. Puck comes in along the end boards. Isabella Jones feeds it in along the far boards. Gathered up there, fired ahead by Bukowski. Puck right in front of the scorer's bench. Down to the Grosse Pointe blue line, bringing it ahead is Graham. Graham down the near boards. Graham, who has the lone goal in the game. Esther trying to knock that away. Puck back to center ice. And trying to fire it in deep is Isabella Jones. And puck right to the Flint blue line, fired right back in, gathered up. Now fed ahead by Grosse Pointe South. Puck all the way back in along the end boards. Outside the near circle, battle for it as Husick trying to pull it away and pull back into the far corner. Yarbrough trying to dig it out of there. Now headed the other direction is Welsh. Welsh over the blue line. Welsh coming down the far boards. Poked down as Buffalino trying to bring it in for Grosse Pointe South. Over to Graham. Graham fires it in deep. And puck right back behind Sullivan into the far corner, gathered up there. Now Secord fires it all the way around, gathered up. Flint banks it off the near board, gathered up back over there by Reynolds, and right back at the blue line. Here comes Graham. Graham over center ice for Grosse Pointe. Graham gains the zone onto the far circle. Graham moves it back to the far point as that puck gobbled up by Sullivan. 8:04 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Grosse Pointe with the lead. It's getting back and forth into each zone. Grosse Pointe with the edge. Face off in the far face off circle. That's Meade in there taking the face off on the other side. And puck back to the far point. Won by Eichhorst. Into the far corner. Grosse Pointe trying to get a centering attempt as Eichhorst brings it right back behind Sullivan onto the near circle. Eichhorst trying to get into the slot. Eichhorst top of the far circle, spinning with it. Eichhorst in along the end boards. Eichhorst trying to dig that away as Flint trying to poke it back. That puck outside the near circle with it. Now back over to get it is Meade trying to dig it off that far corner, as well as Sophia Johnson in there. Still digging at that puck into the near corner. 7:30 left to go here in the first period. 1-0. Grosse Pointe with the lead. Trying to bring it in is Kyle. Now here comes Welsh, high slot. Welsh has that poked away. Now Meade with a shot and a glove save as grabbed. Excellent work by Dinomi. 1-0. Grosse Pointe with the lead. 7:16 left to go here in the first. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. Nope, near face-off circle. Isabella Jones in to take the face-off. Eichhorst on the other side. To the right of Dinomi. And into the slot, poked away, loose now. Eichhorst gets it out of harm's way, plucked up. It's Isabella Jones trying to get to it, now brought the other direction. Good poke check by Flint as grabbing it ahead. Here comes Eichhorst. Eichhorst outside the far circle, Eichhorst Trying to keep it, gets it over to Har. Har trying to work her way down the far boards outside the far circle. Isabel Jones trying to chip that away. Now Flater trying to move it. Eichhorst underneath the near circle. And that chipped. White trying to move it as that comes back to the far point. As Bukowski gets it back into the neutral zone. Over to White. White brings it right back in for Grosse Pointe. And over to Eichhorst. Eichhorst trying to get a shot away. Good defense. And right off of a defender, Isabella Jones feeds it to the blue line out into the neutral zone. Isabel Jones trying to get it at. Isabel Jones gains the zone, top of the near circle. Isabel Jones into the near corner. Takes it, trying to fire it, going back behind the goal. Puck into the far corner. Leonard moved around the boards outside the near circle, still trying to dig it away. That puck into the near corner and along the end boards. Flint has it, trying to feed it out in front. Now here comes White. White trying to get it ahead to Leonard. And puck all the way back. Lortz has it. Top of the far circle. Lortz feeds it over to Esser, trying to avoid pressure by Blake and Smith. Coming the other direction. That fire back deep by Bukowski. Picked up and moved by Har. Coming ahead with it is King. King gains his own, trying to get around Isabella Jones. King, top of the far circle. That deflected and comes outside the near circle. Trying to pick it up. Coming in, Reynolds, trying to get King on the far side, and the puck wouldn't settle down. Now King outside the far circle, double-teamed. Isabel Jones trying to poke that away, back over there, trying to get to it is Blake as well. Now shot from the top of the far circle, knocked down in the slot and cleared all the way down the ice. Good defense by Flint. That will be icing, though, and head right back into the Flint zone. 5:13 left to go here in the first, 1-0. Grosse Pointe with the lead. Grosse Pointe South with the lead over Greater Flint United. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle at the Sullivan's left. First year in the league, by the way, for Greater Flint United. Nice to have another team in that area, Mid-Michigan as well. So there's a shot by Har, knocked down by Sullivan, loose and along the far boards. As that puck will come, Flint trying to feed it ahead as here comes Meade. Meade ricochets it off the boards. Yarbrough back to get to it. Reynolds takes it back behind her own goal for Grosse Pointe. Reynolds trying to skate down the near boards and brought ahead. Now Yarbrough trying to get it back into the near corner. Meade trying to dig it out of that near corner, still battling, and pulled back away by Smith. Welsh back over there as well. That puck off the back of the net, deflected all the way back, picked up by King down the far boards for Grosse Pointe. King to her own blue line, trying to avoid pressure coming by Flint. That ahead to Smith. Smith down the near boards of the neutral zone, but brought right back into the Grosse Pointe end. Reynolds has it in the slot in her own zone. Reynolds trying to avoid pressure. Reynolds over center ice. Reynolds 1-on-2. Reynolds drop pass, trying to get the shot away is Graham. That puck back behind. Knocked away. Good job by Sophia Jones to keep it from going right out in front. Down the near boards it goes. Controlling Reynolds, trying to get to it. Now Graham has that poked away by Flint. Ricocheted off the near boards. It's Bukowski back to try and get to it. Pulled down the far boards by Grosse Pointe. He'll come all the way back to center ice. Chipped by Flint. Brought in, top of the near circle is Bukowski. Trying to get it. Pulled in. Secord with a shot and a save by Denomi. 3:36 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Grosse Pointe South with the lead over Greater Flint United. Face-off will be to Denomi's left in the far face-off circle. Isabella Jones in to take that face-off. On the other side is Husick. Puck in along the far board. Stop there, trying to feed it ahead is Brink. And comes all the way down the ice. Racing back, Flint has it. Back behind their own goal, trying to knock that away is Smith, but that move by Lortz into the near corner. And along the near board, still trying to dig it out of there. As that puck, right outside the near circle, levering, comes into the near corner. Flater trying to get to it. Isabel Jones trying to dig it out of there. Still loose along the near boards. Now, that back the other direction, as that will be a whistle. .2:55 left to go here in the first. Hooking call as into the box goes Zelenewski. And 2:55. And that will be a Grosse Pointe penalty to Zelenewski. Puck into the near corner. Flint with the power play. And that comes back into the neutral zone. In along the near boards. Flint trying to dig it out there and feed it ahead. Now here comes Mead. Mead bouncing puck high slot. Loose now grabbed as Flater feeds it. Now come in along the near boards. Har has it back behind her own goal. Har trying to come down the far boards with it. Flint with the 5-on-4 advantage. Har feeds it top of the far circle. Isabella Jones gets it right back behind. Now Askew trying to dig it off of the boards. Still battling outside the near circle. Now Sophia Jones moves it in along the end boards from the near side, as that'll come underneath the near circle. Spinning with it, Flint back over to Isabella Jones. As that'll be tipped loose. Flater trying to get to it now. That sent all the way down by White. Picked up onto the far circle. Coming in with it is Leonard had it, and that just slipped off of her stick. Bad luck there. She was right, had an awesome opportunity. Loose puck in the slot that pulled ahead as Flater trying, that pulled away as Kyle gets it into the neutral zone. Now Isabella Jones down the far boards. That sent in. 43 seconds left to go in the power play for Flint. Smith has it back behind her own goal. Excuse me, that was Askew. Moved all the way down the ice. Bukowski has it into the far corner. Here comes Flint. 29 seconds left in the power play. Bukowski over center ice. Bukowski head of steam, poke checked away, picked up by Esser, but wouldn't settle down. Mead has it now. Mead outside the far circle, and comes in along the end boards. Reynolds trying to chip it away, picked up back behind by Grosse Pointe. Tipped by King, and now come back into the neutral zone. 5 seconds left in the Flint power play. Sent right back, and a whistle. Power play has expired. Back to full strength is Grosse Pointe South. 54.6 seconds left to go here in the first. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle just outside of the Flint zone. Smith in there versus Mead. Puck in along the near boards. As Flint brings it in, Welsh has it down the near boards. Welsh into the near corner, taking it in along the end boards. Poke checked away there. As Reynolds back behind her own goal from the near side to the far side. Reynolds coming down the far boards. Esser trying to hold it in. Loose high slot coming in. Shot by Mead. That just goes wide. Esser trying to poke it out in front. 29 seconds left to go here in the first. The puck just outside the near corner, outside the near circle now. Here comes Grosse Pointe, racing ahead with it, bringing it in. Grosse Pointe, top of the far circle, shot there, saved by Sullivan. That comes outside the far circle. And centering attempt, loose. Smith with a shot that comes loose along the near boards. Picked up by King. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that will do it for the first. At the end of one, it is 1-0 Grosse Pointe South with the lead over Flint. As we will play just a little bit of music, we'll have a very short break and we'll be right back. as we are back for the second. Get a little rink noise in there. As Grosse Pointe South going from right to left, Flint going left to right here in the second period, 1-0 Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Buffalino out there talking to Husick, Kell, Mead, and Welsh, the front line for Flint. Flater just back behind them. As that puck, one ahead, now come into the near corner. As Flater brings it back behind, now stops underneath the near circle into the near corner. Flater trying to feed it ahead as that just slips back all the way back into the Grosse Pointe zone. Welsh trying to get to it and pulled away in along the far boards by Zelenuski. Zelenuski trying to bring it ahead. Welsh fires it right back into the near corner. Trying to pull it out of there. Buffalino trying to dig it. Mead in there trying to pull that away as well. That puck will go all the way across the ice. Here comes Graham. Graham over center ice down the far boards. Graham top of the far circle for Grosse Pointe. Shot. Saved by Sullivan. 14-17 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. That in the Flint zone. That to the left of Sullivan. Isabella Jones in to take the face-off on one side. On the other is Eichhorst. Puck back to the far point, held in there by Askew. Shot taken, high slot, shot in a goal! As that was put in by Eichhorst at 14:07 here in the second. So a goal by Graham and a goal by Eichhorst. And has Grosse Pointe South with a 2-goal lead here in the second period. Face off right at center ice as the puck coming down the far board. Secord trying to put it back deep, battle for it as White chips it the other direction. Leonard brings it in. Leonard in the slot, trying to get a shot away. Backhanded shot bouncing into the far corner. Penalty upcoming. As that touched up, that's going to be a hooking call at 3:50, or 13:50, excuse me. Not trying to wish away that second period. Secord into the box for hooking. That's going to be a Flint penalty. Grosse Pointe South with the extra attacker. Face off in the near face off circle. Eichhorst in to take the face off, puck in along the near boards. Trying to pull that back. There's a shot by Eichhorst. Deflected by Sullivan all the way back to the far point. Haar has it there. Haar takes it top of the far circle. Haar trying to backhand it into the far corner. White has it. White trying to get around, trying to make a move around to Roscoe Villa-Gomez. Coming back the other direction. Here comes Esser. Esser trying to put it back deep as that'll be picked up or the other direction by Haar. Picked up and rocketed by Husick back into the Flint zone. 1:25 left to go here in the power play to Grosse Pointe. Puck coming down the near boards. Haar has it in her own zone. Haar trying to feed it ahead. That is going to be in along the end boards. Bounces off the dasher. Picked up back behind by Sophia Jones. And I'll go all the way back down into the Grosse Pointe zone. Trying to get to it. Isabella Jones trying to get a shot away underneath the near circle as she's battling with Haar. Isabella Jones trying to feed that. That comes right back behind. Esser with it. Esser underneath the near circle. In. Shot by Isabella Jones. Is that off of the blocker? Puck into the far corner. Penalty upcoming as we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 44 seconds at 12:34 is a penalty upcoming to Grosse Pointe South. Haar into the box for hooking as well. And 12:34. So 4-on-4 hockey for 44 seconds. Then for a minute 16, it will be a Flint power play. Puck tipped back to the far point, knocked away, coming up the other direction. Here comes Husick. That got caught in a pair of Flint skates, firing it back. Welsh trying to knock it away. As 30 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Sent all the way across by Mead. Back to get to it, in along the M boards. Back over there is Lortz. Lortz feeds it ahead. Here comes Flint, trying to get it over to Kyle. And down the near boards. Racing ahead with it is a whistle. 10 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. 12 left in the second, 2-0. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Face-off is going to be, are they going to put it in center ice? Looks like they're calling for center ice, or the officials are going to talk over by the scorer's bench. They want to get things figured out. Kell goes over, and that is going to make it's going to make it a 4-on-3 for 10 seconds. And then we'll have 4-on-4 for a minute 17. They're making me break out my abacus here. And then there will be a power play to Grosse Pointe South. Into the box goes Kell. I believe that was interference. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Husick in to take the face-off. Can't quite tell who the Flint player is. That's going to be to Sullivan's right. Puck in along the near boards. There's a shot as that comes into the far corner. Trying to pick it up. Husick battling into the slot. As that puck into the near corner. And still digging. As coming back behind. Mead feeds it all the way around the board. Secord gets it ahead as we're on 4-on-4 hockey. Secord comes into the zone. Secord shot there and a save by Denomi. So 1:01 left to go in 4-on-4 hockey. Then we'll have a 34-second power play for Grosse Pointe South. 11:34 left to go here in the second, 2-0. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle to Denomi's right. Isabella Jones in there. Graham on the other side. As they take the face-off into the slot. Bukowski, and then taken away, right back behind, coming around with it is Eichhorst down the near boards. Eichhorst gets ahead of steam. Eichhorst gains his own onto the near circle, loses an edge as that puck goes in along the end boards, battling with it. Graham trying to get to it. Secord feeds it down the far boards. Now a blast by Reynolds that just goes wide. 36 seconds left to 4-on-4 hockey. Still battling in along the near board. Shot there. As covered up by Sullivan. Face-off will be in the Flint zone. 11:02 left to go here in the second. 29 seconds left to 4-on-4 hockey. Both Mead and Welsh coming in for Flint. Eichhorst in to take the face-off. Getting along the near boards. There's a blast by Grosse Pointe South, gloved up by Sullivan. 22 seconds left to 4-on-4 hockey. Face-off again in the near face-off circle. So playing a little Ghostbusters theme song here. Is that back? Eichhorst back to the near point. Oski with the shot that covered up. Sullivan with a good cover-up. 17 seconds left to 4-on-4 hockey. Again, face-off in the near face-off circle. Puck in along the near boards. Into the slot, trying to get to it. That lifted all the way down the ice by Flint, racing back to get to it. And will be icing and head back into the Flint zone as 6 seconds were left in 4-on-4 hockey. So as even strength hockey, they'll come right back into the near face-off circle to Sullivan's right. 10:39 left to go here in the second. Isabella Jones versus Eichhorst in the near face-off circle. That puck dropped back, top of the near circle. Shot there by Cement. That pulled over. Trying to get to it into the far corner. Eichhorst brings it down the far boards. Eichhorst holds it. Now that slips back into the neutral zone. Eichhorst retreats to her own zone. Gets speed coming down the near boards. That'll get sent back into the Flint end. 15 seconds now on the Grosse Pointe power play. Snap puck comes outside the near circle, still digging. Leonard with it. Slot, shot, as that deflected back into the near corner. It's Eichhorst outside the near circle. Back to full strength is Flint. So both teams back to full strength 5-on-5 hockey. As that puck deflected off the net, trying to fire it out in front, loose in the slot. And along the far boards, Askew trying to fire it back deep. Esser trying to knock it away. Flint bouncing puck, gets it into the neutral zone. Racing ahead with it. Coming down the near boards, here comes Bukowski. That ricochets and covered up by Denomi. And it went in. It's a goal. It's that Bukowski with it. Bukowski puts it in, and that makes it 2-1. That at 9:33. Bukowski with the goal makes it 1-goal game. That comes back into the Grosse Pointe zone, chipping it in along the near boards. Now Flint brings it right back in. Bukowski has it. Now Esser pulled away by Husick. Now Secor fires it all the way back deep into the far corner. Zelenuski back behind her own goal. Zelenuski sends it for a ride in along the near boards. Husick trying to pick it up and along the end boards. Still digging into the near corner. Isabel Jones trying to poke it away there. Now whistle and Isabella Jones into the box. Much to the unhappiness of the Flint fans. So Grosse Pointe South on the power play. 8:56 left to go here in the second. Face off of the near face off circle. Husick in to take the face off. Puck in along the near boards. High slot, shot there by Reynolds. Saved by Sullivan. 8:50 left to go here in the second. 1:54 left to go in the power play to Grosse Pointe South. Face off in the far face off circle. Meade goes in to take the face-off versus Graham on that far face-off circle. Puck back to the far point. Moved over, shot, and a score! As that put in, Grosse Pointe South put in. That was Woodsis. Forgive me again, I did not get a chance to double check that before doing the overtime. But that was Grosse Pointe with the goal at 8:44, just 12 seconds into that power play, so that power play will expire. So that goal by Evie Woodsis. Please forgive me, her family, for probably murdering that. That coming back in along the far boards. King trying to get to it. Welsh outside the far circle as it's 3-1. Grosse Pointe South gets it right back to a 2-goal game. As here comes Grosse Pointe down the near boards. King has it. King over center ice. King gains the zone outside the near circle. And puck battling. And sent back into the neutral zone. Grosse Pointe South trying to feed it back. As that puck into the near corner. Meade goes to get to it. Sullivan with the save. Puck deflected in along the far boards. Now it's sent out by Sophia Jones. So now it'll come back down. Grosse Pointe trying to move it the other direction. Stopping as trying to get that scoreboard fixed, as it should be 3-1. And the penalty should be gone as it was a goal. So that would be, unless it was a major penalty, a releasable penalty. There we go. So 7:56 left to go again. It's not easy to know how to run all those scoreboards and stuff like that. Really appreciate everyone and all their help. Isabella Jones in to take the face off. Eichhorst on the other side. Eichhorst. And into the slot, held in by Sophia Jones. Chipped into the far corner, still battling as White trying to pull that down the far boards. And sent back to the far point. Sophia Jones feeds it. They'll come back into the near corner as it rims all the way around. Esser trying to grab it there. And battle for it outside the near circle. Shot there as the puck in along the far boards. White feeds it ahead. Battle for it outside the far circle. Again, Isabel Jones trying to poke that away. Isabel Jones on the far circle coming in. Backhanded it right through the slot. Right back to the near point. Kel with it outside the near circle. Kyle with it outside the near circle coming in. Shot there, and that covered up. Excuse me, that was a Roscoe Villagomez. Face off back into the near face off circle. 7:09 left to go here in the second. Mead in to take the face off versus Eichhorst. And puck rimming all the way around. White has it coming down the far boards. White back into the neutral zone. Trying to chip it the other direction was Lawrence. They'll come back. Flater has it in her own end. Flater goes back behind her own goal. Flater stops there. Is trying to pull it away as Eichhorst. Now Leonard. And it comes all the way outside the near circle. 6:47 left to go. Whistle. That's going to be a cross check. 6:44 into the box goes Eichhorst. For a Grosse Pointe penalty. At 6:44, and Flint has the extra attacker for the next 2 minutes, barring any other action, a goal scored, or other penalties. Face off in the far face off circle. That's going to be Graham in there versus Isabella Jones. Puck right into the slot, all the way outside the near circle. Flint trying to feed it back into the near corner. Trying to dig it out of there is Brink. Still working right back behind Sophia Jones. Switches from the far side to the near side, firing it in along the near boards. Flater trying to hold it in. That slips back into the neutral zone. Trying to grab it is Graham. Now brought into the Flint zone. 1:33 left to go in the power play. As Zelenuski trying to bring that puck, now brought in by Flater. Flater, top of the near circle. Now racing into the far corner. Isabella Jones takes it from the far side to the near side, feeds it out in front. As that shot up into the netting. There'll be a face-off in the Grosse Pointe zone. 1:13 left to go here in the Flint power play. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle to Denomi's left. Husick in to take the face-off versus Isabella Jones. Isabella Jones, that running back to the near point, held in by Flater. Flater trying to put it, that rims all the way into the far corner to Sophia Jones. Sophia Jones trying to work against Reynolds. Reynolds trying to poke that away as that puck out into the neutral zone. Flater has it. Flater trying to avoid pressure by Grosse Pointe as trying to avoid King. And comes all the way back. Isabella Jones. Chipped. Come back to the far point. Be cleared all the way down the ice. 39 seconds left to go in the Flint power play. Chip back in along the near boards as Husick trying to move it out of the zone. 30 seconds left in Flint power play. Husick with the shot. Sullivan covers it up. 3-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead over Flint. 26 seconds left in the power play. to the Phoenix. Face off in the near face off circle. That to Sullivan's right in the Phoenix zone. Can't quite tell who's in that face off circle with some folks standing there, but that's okay. Puck laying along the M boards as Flint trying to bring it ahead. That puck down. Welsh feeds it into the neutral zone. Fired right back in by Grosse Pointe South. 10 seconds left to go in the power play for Flint. Chipped. Husick trying to bring it in. Husick top of the near circle. Husick with a shot. As that steered outside the far circle. Sullivan got a piece of it. Bouncing puck. Trying to get to it is Esser. Now pulled in. Loose as Eichhorst onto the near circle. Eichhorst back behind the goal. Eichhorst shot. Deflects into the near corner. Leonard trying to pull it back behind. Leonard with the shot. Battle for it. Sullivan trying to cover it up. I don't see a signal yet. No goal. 4:21 left to go. Back to full strength is Grosse Pointe South. Sullivan able to get a glove on it. 3-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead over Flint. Face-off will again be in the near face-off circle to Sullivan's right. Isabella Jones in to take the face-off. Eichhorst on the other side. As puck in along the near boards. Set high slot. Esser has it. Esser over on blue line. Esser over center ice. Coming down. Esser comes over in along the near boards. Esser fires it back, but that's going to be offsides. Come right back to the near face-off circle just outside of the Grosse Pointe zone with 4:08 left to go here in the second. Making sure Bukowski's helmet is on properly was the official there. Isabella Jones versus Eichhorst in that near face-off circle. 3-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. 4:04 left to go here. As that brought in by Bukowski. Bukowski, the lone goal thus far for Flint. Bukowski into the near corner. And puck outside the near circle. Still digging, still trying to pull that away. Now Flater trying to grab it. Now Leonard coming down the near boards. Leonard into the zone. Leonard onto the near circle. That puck brought back the other direction by Bukowski. Gathered up by Leonard. Now Isabella Jones feeds it down the far boards. Right into the Grosse Pointe zone. Over to Oskew. Oskew down the near boards. Back to get it is Flater. Back and forth down the near boards, back into the Grosse Pointe end. 3:20 left to go. Haar has it back behind her own goal, trying to avoid Isabella Jones. Haar coming down the far boards. Haar over on blue line, over center ice. Haar gains his own, 1-on-3. As that off the end boards, puck into the near corner. Leonard trying to move it around. Into the far corner it goes. Brought all the way around by Lortz. Back behind. White trying to feed it into right out in front into the slot. And down the near boards it goes. Into the neutral zone. Controlled by Haar at her own blue line. Head to Oskew. Poked away. Oskew gets it back. Oskew. High slot. Oskew shot that deflected into the far corner off of Kyle's stick. 2:36 left to go here in the second. Here comes Flint racing over center ice. Isabella Jones trying to get past King. King has it outside the near circle of her own zone. That puck back to the near point, now fired in along the M boards. Pulled back behind by O'Donohue. O'Donohue down the far boards. As White trying to get it back into the neutral zone. Stopped there by Sophia Jones. She'll bring it right back in. O'Donohue ricochets it to the far point. Sophia Jones trying to move it back deep. That puck into the slot, moved ahead. King has it. Welsh fires it right back deep in along the M boards. Oskew gathers it up underneath the near circle in her own zone. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the second. 3-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Here comes Blake into the zone. Blake outside the far circle has that tipped away. Now Meade trying to pull it back. Fired in along the far boards by Sophia Jones. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Kyle. Kyle offside the call with 1:35 left to go here in the second. 3-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead over Flint. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle just outside of the Grosse Pointe South zone. Husick in there versus Isabella Jones, bringing it in. Bukowski, and that puck. Husick chasing it outside the near circle. Loose into the slot, now fired all the way down to the far point. Graham moves it all the way back deep into the Flint zone. That'll be icing and head right back into the Grosse Pointe end. 1:19 left to go. So I'll get to play a little more Taylor Swift here to excite the fans. Face off in the far face-off circle. That is going to be to Denomi's right. Husick in to take the face-off versus Isabel Jones. 3-1 our score. Grosse Pointe South in the lead. As and moved ahead into the neutral zone by Graham. Picked up. Here comes Flint. Esser trying to bring it right back in. Sent in along the near boards. Grosse Pointe South has it back behind their own goal, feeding it down the far boards. Graham gets it into the neutral zone. 1 minute left to go. Here comes Husick. Husick, top of the near circle, shot there. That goes just wide. Sullivan looking to cover it up. Puck back into the near corner, coming in along the near boards. 49 seconds left to go here in the second. And Flater trying to get zone picked up. It's Isabella Jones. Gains the zone. Isabella Jones, high slot. Now she comes top of the near circle. Poke back. She's trying to get it outside the near circle into the near corner. As now that puck to the near point. Good job to hold it in. Still battling back over there by Orozco Villagomez. Now Esser holding it in. Poke back the other direction by Husick. Now roll on edge with 17 seconds left to go here in the second into the Flint zone. Puck outside the near circle. As they'll roll all the way outside the far circle. Esser trying to move it ahead. Puck held in. Now Husick back to get to it underneath the near circle. Here comes Flint. And that will do it for the second period. At the end of 2, it is 3-1 Grosse Pointe South with the lead. We will step away and play a little bit of music. You are watching the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League Playoffs, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. as the officials come back out onto the ice. As we head into the third period, 3-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Greater Flint United is going to look to have a fast opening to the third period. Grosse Pointe South wants to keep control. Maybe get a little extra comfort goal out there. Flint United had, the Flint Phoenix had got it to a one-goal game, and then quickly thereafter, it was a Grosse Pointe goal had by number 14, Woodses. Yeah, 15 minutes up on the clock. Grosse Pointe South going left to right. Flint going right to left. Denomi set up over on the crease to our left. Sullivan will go down to the right. Eichhorst in to take the face off. Flint breaks the huddle. Isabella Jones out to take the other side of the face-off. Bukowski to her right, to her left is Esser. Eichhorst has White to her right and Leonard to her left. Third period is underway. Puck in along the far boards. Grosse Pointe South trying to feed it ahead. Loose right in front of the scorer's bench. Brought in now. White trying to bounce that back. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Eichhorst. Eichhorst, top of the far circle. Eichhorst. That goes around outside the near circle, trying to hold it in. As that puck right back behind. Coming from the near side to the far side. Bukowski. Now back into the far corner of her own zone. Bukowski going from the far side to the near side. Bukowski trying to get up steam over center ice. Bukowski firing it deep into the Grosse Pointe zone. Puck into the far corner. Isabella Jones has it there. Poked away. And coming the other direction, Eichhorst. Eichhorst down the far boards over center. Secourt trying to knock that away. That is going to be a penalty upcoming. As the Flint coach wants a little bit of an exclamation. They have it. Secourt into the box as it'll be Grosse Pointe South with the power play. Flater comes in. Husick to take the face-off in the far face-off circle. The official explains things, and we're ready to get going underway. And one back to the far point as that puck in the slot, shot by Graham, comes into the near corner. Flater trying to get to it loose. Flater trying to backhand it out. Shot there, covered up by Sullivan. 1:43 left to go in the power play for Grosse Pointe South. 13:48 left to go here in the third. 3-1, Grosse Pointe with the lead. Graham in to take the face-off and along the near face-off circle. Har gets it outside the near circle. As that puck rimmed all the way out to the far point. Brink with it there. Sends it right back in along the M boards. Flint gathers it up underneath the near circle. That in along the near boards. Now Welsh chasing it. Welsh brings it into the zone. Welsh, top of the near circle. Poked away. Puck now brought back into the neutral zone by Husick. Husick over center ice. Husick gains the zone. Husick outside the far circle. Shot there right through the crease. Comes back in along the near boards. Flint trying to poke it away. Still battling in along the near boards. I'll come right back behind. Picked up out in front. That just goes wide to the near side. Husick trying to get back. Shot out in front. That moved. Now Graham has it spinning. Graham fires it. And just wide. As that puck will go back to the far point. Fire back in deep by Blake. Flater trying to knock it away. Mead has it in the far corner. As that'll slide all the way down the ice. 38 seconds left in the Grosse Pointe power play. Puck down the far boards. Mead gathers it up. Mead brings it back into the neutral zone. Able to get around Husek. Mead into the zone. Mead high slot poked away. Now Husek moves it over to Eichhorst. Eichhorst tips it. That's going to be all the way back. Icing waved off. Eichhorst has it back behind the goal underneath the near circle. Eichhorst trying to move it across into the slot shot. There and a goal by Eichhorst. And it makes it 4-1. Grosse Pointe South extends their lead. And they always say a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous. Grosse Pointe South able to get it over to a 3-goal lead at 12-16 power play goal. So back to full strength. 5-on-5 hockey. Reynolds moves it across. That puck tipped loose now, trying to bring it in. Blake has it. Moved back to the blue line. Now in along the near boards. Mead trying to bring it into the Grosse Pointe zone as we go under 12 minutes. Now there's a shot by Bukowski and a save by Donomi. 11:53 left to go here in the third. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Donomi's left. Isabella Jones in to take the face-off. Zelenewski on the other side. There's that puck. In along the far boards. Isabella Jones into the far corner. Now back to the far point. Held in there. Rocketed all the way around the boards and along the near boards now. So that rimmed all the way around. Battle for it outside of the near circle. Off the side of the net. In along the M boards. 11:33 left to go here in the third. Smith trying to pull that puck away. And still trying to poke it. Now here comes Grosse Pointe South. Grosse Pointe South coming down. Woodsis has it outside the near circle. Woodsis tipped away. Loose bouncing puck. And that's sent all the way down the ice. 11:10 left to go. That into the near corner. Icing called. Go right back into the Flint zone. 4-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. That is to the right of Sullivan. Mead in to take the face-off versus Eichhorst. As that puck, top of the far circle, Leonard had it, now held in. That puck rims all the way outside the near circle. White trying to pull that away. Still digging with it. Still trying to grab it off of that near circle. Eichhorst over as that goes all the way around the boards. Stopped by O'Donohue. And lifted all the way down the ice. Har back to get it in her own zone as that'll spin on edge. Har has it in the far corner, trying to avoid pressure by Flint. Kyle back there trying to dig it away. A quartet of people trying to pull it out of that far corner. 10:30 left to go here in the third. Still pressing, digging. Now Eichhorst comes away with it in along the near boards. Eichhorst over their own blue line. Eichhorst into the zone. Eichhorst onto the far circle. Shot. Oh, off the post. Sullivan with the save. Another blast and covered up by Sullivan. Face-off in the far face-off circle. 10-11 left to go here in the third. 4-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Isabella Jones over to take the face-off for Flint. Husek on the other side. That to Sullivan's right. Puck over. Askew has it top of the near circle. That went off of a defender's skate, backhanded. Comes all the way through. Sullivan able to cover it up. 10:03 left to go here in the third. Face-off in the near face-off circle at the Sullivan's left. Graham in to take the face-off. Now into the near corner. That pulled around into the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it. Bukowski trying to get to it. Then rifled the other direction by Brink. Now down the near boards. Slater trying to put it back deep before she goes for a line change. Askew trying to pull it off the end boards. That comes right back to Graham. Graham backhands it in along the near boards. Able to hold it in is Flint. That into the high slot. Poked away. Back over there from Buffalino. Knocked down as Bukowski holds it in. Askew underneath the near circle. 9:22 left to go here in the third. Now bringing it behind Secord. Secord underneath the far circle. That puck slips all the way past. No icing as it's fired back by Flint. Back to get to it is Sophia Jones. Sophia Jones has it back behind her own goal. Comes in along the near side. Now over to the far side. Sophia Jones trying to move it ahead. That comes all the way back. Brink just missed it. Icing waved off. Picked up by Askew and along the end boards. Askew trying to move it down the far boards. Bouncing puck. Here comes Grosse Pointe. Houston over to King. King gains his own. King has it poke checked away. Good defense by Flint. There's that puck out in front. Isabella Jones trying to knock it away. That comes down the far boards. Ahead. That'll skitter all the way down off of the near circle. Gathered up back behind by Reynolds. Reynolds from the near side to the far side. Back behind her own goal. That poked away by Flint. Loose puck. Right on the crease. Trying to feed it in. That comes top of the near circle. King gets it back into the neutral zone. 8:15 left to go here in the third. 4-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead as coming in. That just wouldn't get through as that was Zelenewski trying to get a shot on goal and just couldn't break free from the defense. And puck out in front, saved by Sullivan. 8 minutes up on the clock. 4-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Well, we started off with a triple overtime game here between Walled Lake and Livonia. Livonia winning that one to advance this Saturday. Trying to get our second team to advance out of this rink. This will be the Division I game. As Grosse Pointe South right now has the lead, but Flint trying to make a valiant comeback as they come down the near boards. Fired back in along the end boards, gathered up by Grosse Pointe South. They move it in along. Now trying to bring it up the near boards. Mead trying to get it into the slot. That slips all the way back to the far point. Fired from there, deflected bouncing puck. That picked up by Smith. Smith heads the other direction. 7:30 left to go. Smith trying to get past Orozco Villagomez, trying to poke that away. Now Welsh, or excuse me, that was, Welsh trying to knock it down. Spinning with it is Eichhorst. Eichhorst trying to avoid Orozco Villagomez. Eichhorst coming in, backhanded shot and a goal. That makes it 5-1. Eichhorst puts it in at 7-11. 5-1, Grosse Pointe South with the lead. The mountain is just a little taller for Flint now. As the puck right at center ice, Flint coming down the near boards, trying to put it deep into the Grosse Pointe South zone. That puck getting along the far boards, racing ahead with it is O'Donoghue. Leonard trying to bring it in, poked down. Now White trying to bring it in. White down the far boards. Bukowski trying to poke that away, still loose. Bukowski into a teammate's skates. Still losing it, loose down. That puck comes in along the near boards. Here comes Flint. Flint feeds it into the Grosse Pointe zone. Picked up by Har. Har trying to start to rush the other direction, but that was poked away in along the near boards. 6:35 left to go. Now Har again, sending it down the far boards. Here comes Leonard. Leonard feeds it back deep into the far corner. Flater has it there over to Sophia Jones. Sophia Jones moves it down the near boards over to Esser. Esser trying to move it ahead, gaining the zone. Here comes, shot there by Isabella Jones, and the puck pulled. Here comes Har. Har coming the other direction, over on blue line. Har over center ice. Har trying to get past Sophia. Jones comes outside the far circle. Hart goes from the far side to the near side, back in along the end boards. Hart trying to feed it out in front. Puck sits loose still along the near boards. Flint gets it back into the neutral zone, pulling it ahead. Here comes Bukowski, sent away by O'Donoghue. They'll go all the way back into the Flint zone. Picked up back behind there. Around. Now Now fired down the far boards. O'Donoghue trying to hold it in. Meade trying to pull it out of the Flint zone as it's 5:30 left to go here in the third. Loose puck right at center ice. Now pulled down the far boards. Here comes Husick into the zone. Husick outside the far circle. Husick trying to feed it off of the end boards. That puck loose underneath the near circle. Husick off as that comes all the way back to the far point. Askew trying to hold it in. Kyle trying to knock it away. Loose in front and knocked away by Sullivan. Still battling. That puck covered up by Sullivan. 5:05 left to go here in the third. 5-1, Grosse Pointe South with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Husick in to take the face-off. It's got a little MC Hammer playing. I got to wonder if anyone on the ice besides the officials knows who that is. And puck coming ahead with it. And fed by Meade down the far boards. Kyle trying to get to it. Grosse Pointe takes it back behind their own goal, feeding it over to Graham. Graham up the near boards. 4:45 left to go here in the third. 5-1, Grosse Pointe with the lead. Askew back behind her own goal. Graham in the near corner trying to feed it up the near boards. That'll slide all the way back into the Flint zone. And Roscoe Villagomez has it on the far circle. That over to Bukowski. Bukowski coming up the near boards. Bukowski trying to feed it back. Askew has it outside the near circle. Askew. And along the near boards, back to the near point, held in there by Flint. Chipped into the slot, knocked down. Still battling in along the near boards. Here comes Grosse Pointe South. King coming down the near boards. King trying to bring it ahead. In the Flint zone outside the near circle as they lever it right to the blue line. Gathered up. Chipped ahead over there by Brink. Brink trying to get it back. Now King right to the blue line. Smith trying to poke check it away. Now picked up, coming up the near side. As that's going to be a tripping call on Flint. Grosse Pointe goes on the power play. 2:37 left to go here in the third. As Esser goes in for tripping. So 5-on-4, Grosse Pointe with the extra attacker, and that will take it down to 137 after the penalty has expired. Back to even strength for Flint. So again, Flint's job gets a little bit tougher. Isabella Jones in there to take the face-off versus maybe Smith. No, she talks to Reynolds now. Yep, it'll be Smith. At the Sullivan's left. Still digging in along the near boards. That puck back into the near corner. Trying to pull it out of there. Isabella Jones. Loose. As that puck outside the near circle. Reynolds with it. Reynolds spins with it. Reynolds backhanded shot. Saved by Sullivan. That puck right back behind. Now Blake has it in the far corner. Blake trying to avoid pressure by Bukowski. Now Reynolds feeds it in along the end boards. Flater grabs it up there. Flater takes it underneath the near circle. Flater ricochets it off the near boards. Held in here. Coming in is Reynolds. Reynolds, top of the far circle. Reynolds trying to get away from Bukowski. Reynolds into the far corner. Reynolds brings it out in front. Shot that deflects back behind the goal. Blake with it underneath the near circle. 1:06 left to go here in the power play. As the puck in the near corner. Now bringing it ahead. King back behind the goal. King trying to feed it out in front. Flater knocking it down into the far corner with it. Now turning. Blake has it. Blake pulled off the puck as Isabella Jones gets it down the near boards. 40 seconds left in the Grosse Pointe power play. As the puck into the far corner. And knocked away by Grosse Pointe coming in. Shot by Kyle, puck into the far corner. Bukowski trying to pull that away. Reynolds in there. Smith trying to dig it out of there as well. 2 minutes left to go here in the third. 5-1, Grosse Pointe South with the lead. 17 seconds left on the Grosse Pointe power play. Grabbed, shot, as that was Sophia Jones with the shot. That puck outside the near circle. Now trying to peel it off of the M boards. Here comes Blake. Blake as back to full strength it goes. Reynolds moves it ahead. Secord has it at center ice. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go here in the third. That puck brought in by Flint. Loose. Secord trying to get a shot away. Puck into the near corner. Welsh trying to dig it out of there. 1:20 left to go. As that puck brought ahead. Leonard gets it all the way down the ice. Racing back with it is Sophia Jones. Has it in the far corner. Now White trying to hold it in. White outside the far circle. 1:05 left to go here in the third. Sophia Jones trying to get it out of there. White into the far corner. 1 minute left to go here in the third. 5-1. Grosse Pointe South with the lead as they have it on the far circle. And puck sent into the far corner. Trying to get it to White. That comes all the way in along the near boards. 45 seconds left to go. Puck into the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Walsh. Walsh outside the near circle. Puck outside the far circle now. 35 seconds left to go. That's lifted all the way down the ice. Secor has it back behind her own goal. Secor underneath the near circle sends it down the near boards. Trying to dig it outside of the near circle. Still digging. White holds it in. That puck into the far corner. 13 seconds left to go. It's Grosse Pointe South will join us Saturday for the Division I championship as that's cleared all the way down the ice. 3, 2, 1. Grosse Pointe South is your winner. They will advance to play Saturday on the, I think it's 4:30 game here at the Priority Rink. We will have those here at arbourbroadcasting.com. Congratulations to both these teams. Flint playing hard, but Grosse Pointe South the winner. Thank you very much. That should conclude, unless one of the other rinks went crazy long, that should conclude our day. Have a fantastic rest of the day. We will be back Saturday. Thank you to Shelly Zervos for helping out on camera. My name is Mark Wiseman. Have a fantastic